Thank you. That's fantastic. So I have the honor of introducing our next speaker here, Brooks Hanson, who is the Director of Publications for the American Geophysical Union, and really the pilot for the launch of GeoHealth, which, like Lancet Planetary Health, just published its first issue last month. And I've had the pleasure of talking with Brooks about just the amount of work that has taken, and I'm really excited to hear more about it. Come on up. Speak.
Josh and everyone, thank you very much. Let's see, do I click to get to my slides? Yeah, okay, good. I actually want to frame this in a whole larger discussion. Then I'll talk a tiny bit about the journal, but actually some larger things on kind of how AGU views this field and how we want to work and collaborate and kind of help take the energy in this room and work with Planetary Health Alliance, all of you, in really catalyzing this science. And let me explain why and what at least some of the initial steps that we're going to do, obviously refined by further discussions. But first, there's an enormous amount of energy in this room, and I just want to give a shout out to what's going on around the world today, which is the Public Climate March. Oops, which is not that. And let's go back. Which is they didn't switch my slides. Okay, there was a bunch of funny posters up there from the Twitter feed today, and I just wanted to take a moment and shout out the march in Washington is listed as massive. It's about twice as big as they expected, about 150,000 people. Yeah, so let's thank our colleagues for doing that. That makes it 10 times bigger than Trump's inauguration. Humongous. Okay. But enormous amount of energy, and our colleagues are out there doing some of the things that we can focus on in here. I think Amalia's glad they're not here because that would be 100,000 people in this room, which wouldn't really fit. Oh, there we go. Thank you. Okay, so there are some good posters from the Twitter feed this morning. This was this morning. It got really big this afternoon. Okay, so just also to put this in context, last night, in preparation for the march, our government took down all the climate information site on the EPA's website. Last week, before the March for Science, our government fired our Surgeon General. So you put those two things together and we have planetary health. And that's kind of a backhanded compliment because you know you're important when our government starts denying that you're important. So we're important. So how do we take that energy, this energy, and build a community? And that's really where we want to be part of because, as many of we've heard today, this is bringing together different we need to bring together the best science from different communities, from different disciplines. We need to foster that science. We need to kind of change the whole culture. We need to build programs around that. And so how are we going to do that? And I think that's some of the discussion tomorrow, so just to give you some ideas on that. So a quick thing about AGU. We're almost 100 years old. Our anniversary is in 2019. We are called the American Geophysical Union. We haven't decided to change the term of geophysical, so we just redefined it to be all of science. So really geophysical is every other discipline of science rolled together now. And that's how the science has evolved. We have a humongous meeting in San Francisco. We spiked beer consumption in San Francisco during that week. We're also the largest publisher in the Earth and Space Sciences. We have 20 journals, 4 now gold access, open access, including GeoHealth. You might think that's an alternate fact. If I say we're the largest publisher, you might say, well, Elsevier has more titles. Frankly, who cares about them? I don't. So we're also very strong in outreach to the public. EOS.org is a newsletter or a news magazine, or actually a news website now, that features a lot of our science and news. It's true we started a journal, but we actually, through our council and board and discussions over the last years, have started a programmatic effort across AGU towards planetary health and geohealth. And this is not just a journal, but meetings and a great desire to build a community that's partly within AGU, but extends well beyond that. And the community within AGU will help drive the discussions and meetings and programs that we offer, but clearly we want to do this in partnership with many other societies and efforts. So we have a very broad definition of GeoHealth. It includes planetary health, but some other things that earth scientists have been involved with for a long time, as well as ecosystem health, agricultural health, even human space travel or airplane travel. So there's radiation effects on many of you who flew here today, including me, or yesterday. So we have started this journal, GeoHealth. It's open access. It's open for submissions. Just one of the first articles I'll mention is by Amalia and the others who put together this conference, and it's part of a collection of 28 commentaries that we pulled together across all our journals. They're all open. They're all open access. If you go to es.org, there's a collection, a commentary in there that pulls things together. But they're really about the discussion we just had, which is they're about how earth science data and data about our planet, at a local level to a global level, is benefiting humanity in many, many, many ways that we don't appreciate. So many of the stories about how data are important and our science is important broadly, and this is really a whole collection. I think there are 28. You can call them a planetary health collection because in many ways they are. Okay, so these are the editors, the current editors of GeoHealth. Rita Colwell's the founding editor, and just a shout out to Rita, she just got the Vannevar Bush Award. It was announced that she got that last week, which is for a career public service. So Rita already has a number of awards, but another one recognizing actually her pioneering efforts in planetary health, her long work and her group's work on cholera, among many other interesting research areas. We also have another journal we started basically that's on the Anthropocene, Earth's Future, to distinguish it from Future Earth. We just didn't want to, we figured you guys had that name. So, but it is on the Anthropocene broadly, so it covers many related topics that I would call more climate change related. But for example, they just had a special issue on geoengineering to celebrate the 10th anniversary of Paul Crunchen's seminal paper. As I mentioned, we're starting a meeting program. Obviously, we're thrilled to be here as a partner on this meeting and look forward to the next annual meeting here, but are working on a number of other meetings as well. Our fall meetings have had GeoHealth tracks and will again in 2017. Then this one's in New Orleans, an area where that's particularly important. Our ocean science meeting in collaboration with Oslo, also has a variety of planetary health, geohealth issues. In June of next year, we're working with the Chinese Academy of Sciences to run an air pollution and PM 2.5 conference in Xi'an, China. Next September, we'll be running a conference on geopolicy, location to be determined, so keep an eye out for that. We'll have a Chapman conference, which is a small 100-person dedicated conference on hydrology and biogeochemistry of the Congo Basin, again with a lot of planetary health issues. And then we'll start actually our centennial with a fall meeting in Washington, D.C. in 2018. And I think one reason to encourage you to get involved with AGU, and I'll talk about how to do that now, is so we can help shape the program of that important meeting in Washington, D.C. So one of the ways to get involved is we've started a Facebook page on GeoHealth. This doesn't just cover the journal. We're trying to reach out and we'll cover what Lancet Planetary Health is publishing and other journals, PNAS, et cetera. We're also starting a community and invite you to join in for everything from job postings, new graduate student opportunities to community news, and we're going to try to, if you guys can see me afterwards, try to connect with other efforts, similar efforts and communities going on. We want to post the Planetary Health Alliance newsletter on this community page. So it's just connect.geohealth.org, and we'll loop you into the community, and it's a community where people can, if you're part of the community, you can post. So I'll skip over that as a matter of time. We're also, as part of this programmatic effort, hiring a program manager to help develop this and develop this program at AGU, and so please get the word out if you're interested here applying. It's at jobs.agu.org. If you have students, please get the word out to your students. We're looking at someone basically at a postdoctoral level who can connect and help work with all of you in this room to build this community. And a few other related efforts that are going on at AGU, we're very active in open data. We've had, actually, if you look on Wikipedia, you'll find AGU as one of the first publishers and societies to have open data policies. We feel, as those essays demonstrated as discussed here, that the open data across the earth sciences worldwide are critically important for our future. We are very interested in gender equity. We're one of the groups, the societies leading a National Academy review on harassment in the sciences right now. And we have this thing called the Thriving Earth Exchange, which is our actually supported by Rockefeller, among other funders, which is trying to connect scientists, funders, and local communities to help bring expertise into local communities to help them solve pressing problems about their community, whether it's adapting to climate change, securing clean water, dealing with city planning or urban planning on how best to use scientific knowledge in their local solutions. So thank you very much.
So that was truly impressive and a lot more than a talk about a new journal. So thank you so much for the sort of the expanded conversation about really what a model society, how it has expanded out from a core focus into all sorts of societal connections and the building that community. It is actually something that I think at Future Earth we're trying to learn from those best practices around the world to figure out how you do build this community around different sustainability issues and how you sustain that community so that they want to get together across the world, not just in person, but virtually to do work together. I think